And I forgot to tell them tonight they had everything in their totes anyway. I said, but if your toy is left out after 8:30, I'm going to throw it away. So I'll tell you at 8 o'clock it's time to put your toys up. If I send toys out, I'll tell them it's time to put your toys up. You've got a half an hour to put them up. And at 8:30, that's it. I'm going to throw them away. So, of course, they were all already up in their totes because they were so excited. They got a little tote. It's an 18-gallon tote. And put some medium-sized tote and they put all their toys in it and put it next to their bed. Because Emily don't like Star playing with hers, Star don't like Emily playing with hers. So they're in their tote with their lid on.
Yeah. I think an easier way to deal with it, don't get offended, but an easier way to deal with their issues of this is mine and this is yours would be to teach them boundaries so that they don't have to fight out boundaries for themselves. You know what I'm saying?
Well, this kind of does, because now the boundary is the tote.
Well, I know, but what I'm saying is, if you were to, when Emily goes to class and you let Star play with her toy, or like when you let Emily get into Star's underwear drawer to find her hidden candy she was saving, that teaches them that there's not boundaries. It's like what's yours is mine and what's mine is yours. You always get so mad at me for trying on your clothes, but you never taught me boundaries of this is mine and this is yours.
Well, probably, Minka, because what I'm learning is that I don't have a clue about boundaries. I've been trying to learn boundaries for myself.
Well, I know that.
I don't know anything about boundaries. That happens when you've been molested as a small child the way I was. You lose boundaries. You don't understand them when your body's been violated over and over and over again. There's some things that you don't know. And that's one of those things that I never understood about them. Well, now I'm beginning to learn about boundaries. And it's a really hard thing for me to kind of get a handle on. And I know what you're saying about the judging thing, because some of the counselors, some of the people that are teaching me, helping me learn how to raise the children better, are like, you don't have any boundaries. Why don't you have any boundaries? I said, I don't know why I don't have any boundaries. What are boundaries? What do they mean?
I had a couple of things I wanted to talk to you about because I was looking at this paperwork, and this kind of goes along with what you're just saying, and I hope we can talk about this calmly. I'm really trying to stay calm, but okay. Okay, one of the things was you kept bringing Cassandra up in the petition, and I know, it's not something you're going to bring up when there's a bunch of people around, but you had Gary take Star to Cassandra, and then you flat out said that you had no idea that there had been any other court cases that had happened. So, explain why you would do that. I don't understand really what you were thinking or where you were coming from. So just explain to me why you would do that.
Okay, let me explain something. I have not had time to pull out the petition, so I'm not sure exactly what you're talking about. It's been a few years and I don't remember, but this is what the lawyer told me to do. She said, make a list of every place that you can remember that Minka lived in with Star from the day Star was born until she sent her to live with you.
But I didn't send her to live with you. I sent her down there for what you said was going to be vacation. You promised me you would sign paperwork saying that you wouldn't try to get custody of her because I was worried about that. And then you manipulated me saying, I'm your mom, you could trust me, and then I didn't do that. So I didn't send her to stay with you.
I know. And I
didn't abandon her. It's been hard for me to come over all this because you're saying I abandoned Star and that her living with me was dangerous, and it really wasn't.
What? I'm just telling you what the lawyer told me to do, and that's what I did. And I got custody because you move around too much.
But that's part of American rights. I don't know what your family was teaching you, but when I was growing up, I was a very flamboyant child, and I moved around a lot. I couldn't take the drama at our house, and I was acting out, yes, but that's because I was trying to get people outside of our house to pay attention to me to see that I was unhappy. And you guys held me down more, so I struck out. So my moving around isn't so much I'm a gypsy and a rebel and I'm going to do things because everybody doesn't want me to do them, and so I'm going to do them. I was just trying to find people who were more like me, who could understand me. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, was it the people? I mean, do you not want me to associate with people that...
No, Minka, when Star was here, she had some episodes, and we had to take her to the doctor. And the doctor told me, if you let her go back to that lifestyle, she's not going to make it. You have to keep her. And it took me a month in my mind to justify keeping her. And the doctor kept telling me, she's had this seizure. We had to take her to Children's in Atlanta. She had to be airlifted because she almost died. And then we did this, and then this happened, and then that happened. And that's when I went to the lawyer, and she said, how many places has Minka lived in? And I started telling her, and she said, I want you to make a list. And she said, the state of Georgia said that a child has to have stability. That's what the psychiatrist deemed. That's what they say. They have to have stability. Minka doesn't provide her enough stability. That's why she's having all these issues.
Okay. Okay, I could see that. I could see it. I'm trying to understand. So I see where you're coming from. But at the same time, we just had that thing. Like 2 years earlier, I fought for 6 months with Star over custody, and I got custody of Star. So with all that stuff that had happened, I mean, why didn't you say, Minka, Star's having problems, you need to come down here right now? Why didn't you just tell me that stuff was going on?
Because Gary wouldn't let me.
Why?
I don't know why. And then when I would try to talk to you, you would get so mad at me.
If you would have told me that my daughter was sick and needed help, I would have came right down there. I've hitchhiked down there to try to see them, and you wouldn't let me. I took a job that ended up being a very dangerous situation for me to put myself in just because I want to be closer to them. You let me do it because you didn't understand what the world is. So, I mean, but that's here nor there. The point is, if you would have told me, I would have came down there. There is no, I'm going to be mad at you because my child is sick and you called me to come down there.
Well, Gary was afraid. I think Gary was afraid that if I told you, you would come and get her and take off.
Well, but it's my child. So if
I
I did come down there and get her and take off, then that's really not against the law. That's what I would do because I'm her parent.
It's not against the law, but the instability is what they felt like was causing her condition. She needed a stable place. They did not even like it when I moved from Sonia's house to here. But when I showed them that I was buying the house and staying there, they said that's the only move.
Okay, well,
and when we
I'm also
here,
let me. I'm gonna say two things that popped in my head. I don't want to lose them. Hold on.
Okay.
Okay. Stability to me, in my mind, stability is a person. Stability is support, and stability is, yes, staying on stable ground, but the stable ground that you stand on has to do with building a house on rock and not building a house on sand or on grass. So when you and Gary were trying to emotionally, I don't know, you guys have problems. Gary lost his eyesight. That's a very hard thing to go through. It's a kick in your self-confidence. It takes away all your independence. And so you and him were trying to get on stable ground. That was instability. That was you guys not knowing what you were doing and kind of fluttering around and trying to find an even ground. And so our family was like walking through a minefield, walking on eggshells. Isn't that what you called it? So to me, when I had my children, it was more important to me that I do what I had to to keep them with me and keep them safe and let them know that they were important and that their feelings were important and that I didn't need them to know how bad I hurt so that I felt better about myself. I just wanted them to see how magical and wonderful the world could be, because I missed a lot of that. Nobody told me about stuff. There's movies that were made 20 years before I was born, and hey, Charlie, I'm not upset. He says, I'm gonna kiss your face. You're talking too fast. What is it, Charlie? So explain to me how